Cameron, you get it. What the fuck are you doing, black boy?
Back. Welcome back. Welcome back to the road trip. Kingdom Builders Road Trippers. I hope everything sounds okay. I'm trying out a new microphone setup, man. I hope it sounds alright. If not, then we're gonna have to delete it and start over again. But anyway, man. Welcome back to the road trip. Alright? All praises to the Most High. Let's start there. That's what we need to start with. Alright? I'm starting over. I'm starting all the way over from the very beginning. You know what I mean? Golly, man. Golly, man. Welcome back, Kingdom Builders, Road Trippers, Akeem and Akateem. That's right. My brothers and my sisters, mothers, fathers, aunties and uncles, grandmas and grandpas. That's right, man. Shalom, everybody in the house. All praises to the Most High. That's right, man. Shalom. And shalom, those peace and blessings to you, your homes, your dwelling places, where you live at, where you stay at. That's right, bro. Yeah. I love you. You know that? The water for being here on the road trip. That's right, Mishpachah. I love you so much. Dearly. Let's dip in, man. Let's dip in. What is he talking about? What are you talking about? Oh, if you're new here, welcome to the road trip. My name's Aharon. Dipping in, man. All praises to Yahweh. All right, Yahweh. Abba Yahweh, our Father. Right, glory to Yahweh Shai and honors to the Ruach HaKodesh. All praises, man. That's right. And my love and my respect goes out to each and every single one of you, Kingdom Builders. You understand that? I hope so. I love you. All right? And we don't say that enough to each other out here. You speak up and tell somebody that you love them. Tell them that you love them. All right? You should not feel weird telling somebody that you love them. Oh, man. All praises to the Most High. Shalom, man. All right. So, welcome back to the road trip. What are we doing out here today? Back in the works of Flavius Josephus, the Jewish Antiquities, or the Antiquities of the Yahudim. Book number 5, chapter 3, how Samuel, when he was so infirm with old age that he could not take care of the public affairs, entrusted them to his sons, and how upon the evil administration of the government by them, the multitude were so angry that they required to have a king to govern them. Although Samuel was much displeased at that, right? So we're going to dive into that a little bit, and a little bit of notes at the end of it. Yeah, there's some notes at the end of this, but it's not like notes concerning the actual chapter, right? But we read everything on the road trip. You know what I mean? We read everything. So we're going to read this, Judging the Judges. And there's a whole little pictography, like little diagram going on here. Like, oh, what does it say? What does it say? I'm going to tell you what it says. It says, man, the kings of the United Kingdom. Oh, boy. Now, there's going to be some very, very much inaccuracy here, talking about, what, David from 1030 to 1010 BC, Makkah, David, Bathsheba, Absalom, Solomon, Nama, right, Makkah, Rehoboam, Abijah. These names are familiar, right? Ethbaal, Omri, Asa, Azubah, Ahab, king of Yasharala, right? Jezebel, Ahaziah, Joram, Athaliah, Jehoram, Ahaziah, Zibiah, Joash. All right. Let's see some more of these. We know these, right? Amaziah, Abijah, Ahaz, Hezekiah, right? Manasseh. Starts going down from there through Amon, and we're gonna read about this and see what this chart means. Look at this. You see that? This is what I've been reading just now, like this little chart right here. So we're gonna read what this means. I don't know, man. Eat the meat, spit out the bones. All right? No further ado, ladies and gentlemen, if you have these works available to you, I highly encourage you to read along with your read with me. All right. Lord have you. It's gonna be chapter 3. All right. There's only gonna be 6 sections in this, so we're moving quickly. All praise to the Most High. Let's begin. All right, section 1, and it reads, if you're following along with me, but Samuel, right, Samuel, the prophet, when he had ordered the affairs of the people after a convenient manner and had appointed a city for every district of them, he commanded them to come to such cities, right? He was excited. Oh man, the page is flipping. To have the controversies that they had one with another determined in them. He himself going over those cities twice in a year and doing them justice. And by that means, he kept them in very good order for a long time. And that's the end of section 1. All right. Let's slow it down here a little bit. All praise to the Most High. Section 2, and it reads, Mishpachah, family, friends, right? Cleveland Gentiles, our friends. But afterwards, he found himself oppressed with old age and not able to do what he used to do. Like, man, he felt lacking, bro. So he committed the government and the care of the multitude to his sons, and the elder of whom was called Joel, and the name of the younger was Abijah. He also directed them to reside and judge the people, the one at the city of Bethel and the other at Beersheba, and divided the people into districts that should be under the jurisdiction of each of them, right? He wanted righteous order, my boy. Righteous order, my guy. You know what I'm saying? Righteousness, man. Truth and righteousness, my guy. Let's continue reading. Now, these men afford us an evident example of the demonstration how some children are not of the like dispositions with their parents. They don't always get along, but sometimes perhaps good and moderate, though born of wicked parents, and sometimes showing themselves to be wicked, though born of good parents. For these men, turning aside from their fathers' good courses and taking a course that was against them, perverted justice for gifts and bribes, and made their determinations not according to truth, but according to bribery, and turned aside to luxury and a costly way of living. They were sleeping with these little, junks coming in and out this temple, man. Oh, you don't got a coin today, baby girl? Oh, it's okay. My brother, man, he been talking about you, man. See, unrighteousness, man, just wickedness, man. So that as in the first place, don't think this got back to their father too. Now check this out. So that as in the first place they practiced what was against the will of the Most High Yahweh, so did they in the second place what was against the will of the prophet their father. See what I'm saying? Pay attention. Who had taken a great deal of care and made a very careful provision that the multitude should be righteous. And they're coming back. The words get that's the end of section 2, by the way. But they're coming back to their daddy. Oh, to their dad. I mean, yo, man, you know what your sons are doing out here? wearing the ephod. Oh man, they got the Urim, they got the Thomins. You know what I'm saying? And they sleeping with all the damsels of the towns, man. These Canaanite women. Pay attention. That's the end of section 2, by the way. Let's continue on. Section 3. All right. And it reads, but the people upon these injuries offered to their former constitution the government by the prophet's sons were very uneasy at their actions and came running to the prophet, who then lived at the city Ramah, and informed them of the transgressions of the sons of his sons, and said that he was himself already, he's old already. You're old, boy. You can't do too much. But pay attention. We're going to tell you about your sons, man. We're going to tell you about your boys. And too infirm by that age of his to oversee their affairs in the manner he used to do. Have responsibility. So they begged of him and entreated him to appoint some person to be king over them, who might rule over the nation and avenge them of the Philistines. Remember this time, right? This wasn't long after Samson. Remember the Philistines, family? Let's continue reading. Who ought to be punished for their former oppressions. These words greatly afflicted Samuel on account of this innate love for justice. He loved it. And his hatred of kingly government. And he was very fond of an aristocracy, as what made the men that used it of a divine and happy disposition. Nor could he either think of eating or sleeping, out of his concern and torment of mind, at what they had said. But all that night long he did continue awake, and resolved these notions, Salake, in his mind. He pondered. This is the end of section 3. Let's get some more. All right. The water. I love y'all. All right. So, let's see. Section 4, and it reads, while he was thus disposed, the Most High Yahweh appeared to him and comforted him, saying that he ought not to be uneasy at what the multitude desired, because it was not he, but the Most High Yahweh whom they so insolently despised, and would not have to be alone their king. And they had been contriving these things from the very day that they came out of Mizraim. Just wicked in nature, wicked at heart, man. And that's what's wrong with a lot of our people, man. 2/3. That, however, in no long time, they would sorely repent of what they did, which repentance yet could not undo what was thus done for the future, that they would be sufficiently rebuked for the contempt and the ungrateful conduct they have used towards the Most High Yahweh and towards Samuel's prophetic office. So I command you to ordain them such as one as I shall name beforehand to be their king. And you're not going to like this. Oh no, it's going to be bitter too. Listen, when you have first described that what mischiefs kingly government will bring upon them, and openly testify before them into what a great change of affairs they are hasting. What are you rushing into? You don't even know yet. That's the end of section 4. Let's continue to read. You're about to find out who Saul is, my boy. All right. Section 5, and it reads, when Samuel had heard this, he called the Jews, right, the Yahudis, early in the morning, and confessed to them that he was to ordain them a king. But he said that he was first to describe to them what would follow. Listen, and what treatment they would receive from their kings, and with how many mischiefs they must struggle. For know, he said, that in this first place they will take your sons away from you, and they will command some of them to be drivers of the chariots, and some of their horsemen, right, and the guards of their body, and the others of them to be runners before them. Aaron boys. and captains of thousands and captains of hundreds. They will also make them their craftsmen, makers of armor, and of chariots, and of instruments. They will make them their husbandmen also, and the caretakers of their own fields, and the diggers of their own vineyards. Nor will there be anything which they will not do at their own commands. They're gonna obey them, boy. That's not living free, as if they were slaves bought with money. They will also appoint your daughters to be confectioners and cooks and bakers. They're going to be obedient women, right? And these will be obliged to do all sorts of work, which women slaves that are in fear of stripes and torment submit to. You're going to be beating on them too? They will besides this take away your possessions and bestow them upon their eunuchs and their guards of their bodies, and will give the herds of your cattle to their own servants. And to say briefly, all at once, you and all that is yours will be servants to your king, and will become no way superior to his slaves. And when you suffer thus, you will thereby be put in mind of what I now say. And when you repent of what you have done, you will beg the Most High Yahweh to have mercy upon your souls, man, upon you, and to grant you a quick deliverance from your kings. But he will not accept your prayers, but will neglect you and permit you to suffer the punishment of your evil conduct has deserved. Your evil conduct has deserved it. We got one more section to read. Let's not delay. Let's get it right now, man. No dialogue. Section 6 to the door, and it reads, But the multitude were still so foolish as to be deaf to these predictions of what would befall them, and too peevish to suffer the demonstration, which they had injunctionlessly once made, to be taken out of their mind. For they could not be turned from their purpose, nor did they regard the words of Samuel, but peremptuously insisted on the resolution, and desired him to ordain them a king immediately. So they still wanted a king. All right, fine. And not trouble himself with fears of what would happen hereafter, for that it was necessary that should have with them one to fight their battles, and to avenge them of their enemies, and that it was no way absurd when their neighbors were under kingly government. See, they wanted to be like the Greeks and the Romans. They always wanted to be like somebody else, the Assyrians, or, right? Maybe Samaritan. Maybe not them. That they should have the same form of government also. You see this? So when Samuel saw that what he had said had not diverted them from their purpose, but that they continued to resolute, he said, Go you everyone home for the present. Go back to your tents. When it is fit, I will send for you, as soon as I shall have learned from the Most High Yahweh who it is that he will give you for your first king. Right? And you already know it's going to be Saul. And we're going to read this thing right here that pulled up this document, whatnot. Yeah, so we're gonna read that. It's called Judging the Judges. All right, let's get into it. Judging the Judges. I read this whole thing. I gotta read it again. All right. Samson is a classic example of the flawed hero who conquers men, but is conquered by women. Although he judges Israel, Yashrael, for 20 years, reference Judges 16 and 31. He was decidedly different from Yashrael's other judges, who were wiser and more attuned to the Most High, Yahweh. Samson's extraordinary feats have led to the inevitable comparisons with the Mesopotamian Gilgamesh, the Phoenician Melkart, the Greek Hercules, the Norwegian Peer Gynt, and even the American Paul Bunyan. Although one might have expected Josephus to temper his reporting of Samson's exploits, even the Danites hoisting the gates of Gaza on their shoulders and carrying them 40 miles away to Hebron is presented as history in the Antiquities reference 5 and 305. Embellishments to the Samson cycle are a Josephus signature, of course, and they occur from the start. Samson's father, Manoah, for example, was madly in love with his wife and thus extraordinarily jealous, which has no biblical basis, but it's all canonical. Here begins Yasharalah's long struggle with the Philistines for possessions of the land, and Samson's feats are only the opening clashes. The Philistines occupy the entire east coast of the Palestine, thus the name, and their other 5 strongest cities, Gaza, Ashkelon, Ashdod, Ekron, and Gath, though never united into one kingdom, formed a strong Pentapolis, Pentapolis, 5 kingdom, or league. Their monopoly, right, one governing of iron prevented the Israelites, the Yasharallah, Salake, from forging weapons, and explains the long Israelite-Philistine struggle, which was not resolved until after Samuel in the monarchy period. Samuel, the last of the judges and the first of the prophets after Moshe, reference 2 Chronicles 35 and 18, was the remarkable priest-seer who inspired Israelite resistance to the Philistines at a very critical time in their history. So important was his rallying of the tribes that Josephus could not resist the Thucydian habit of putting long addresses into his mouth. Samuel's name remains reserved by Yahudim, Christian, and Muslim, and was also attached to 2 biblical books, 1st and 2nd Samuel, even though they include episodes that occurred long after his death, as in the case of his predecessor, Eli. However, Samuel was afflicted with the familiar syndrome of great father breeding worthless sons, which led to the Israelite exchanging kings for judges, or judges for kings, right? Remains of the wall of Ashkelon, a Philistine city from the 2nd millennium. I'm going to show you this. Take a snapshot, all right? Take a snapshot. Ashkelon wall. List of long Naga names, right? They all mean something. We read it. All right, all praise to the Most High. That's the end of this one. We're going to reconvene on the next one, right? It's going to be chapter 4, book number 5, the appointment of a king over the Israelites, right? Yasharallah, whose name was Saul, and and this by the command of the Most High. So he said, you want me to make you a king? I'll make you a king. But you're going to hate this king so bad your way, you're going to come running back to me, baby. Right? That's right, Yasharallah. You disobedient woman, child. Bunch of, man, pay attention. Anyway, that's the end of this. The water for being here on this road trip, on this read, Kingdom Builders Road Trippers. You know I love each and every single one of you, my brothers and my sisters. Very road trip appropriate. Please be safe as you're traveling to and fro, up and down the roads as you're traveling, man, in your prospective places, especially if you have those little kiddies in the car, okay? Have patience. It's almost over, you know. I know you can all feel it. All praise to the Most High. Until we read again, until we speak again, right? Until we get these scrolls again. I love you. It's always all praise to the Most High. You know the drill. I love you all. I'll see you all soon. Yahweh willing. Yeah. All right.